What does leadership mean to you?
Leadership is really making decisions that are in the best interest of a team, whatever that team is. If the team is a family or a corporate team or in a school team, a school group working together, it's making decisions that are not necessarily selfishly based and leading by example. So putting others before yourself and leading by example is leadership.
I absolutely agree. What strengths do you believe you have as a leader, and what weaknesses?
I think one of my greatest strengths is that I am very compassionate and that I have a big heart for people. I think probably at the same time that's one of my biggest weaknesses because I feel like sometimes that can make me a little more naive, or sometimes I give people the benefit of the doubt too many times because I do have a big heart for other people.
What has been your greatest influence as a leader?
That's tough because I feel like there have been so many experiences in my life that have shaped me as a person and as a leader, and I also think that that is something that should be applied for everyone. I think your experiences in life, your successes and your failures should shape you. I think my biggest influencing factors are my faith and my family.
Leaders make other people feel strong and confident. What do you do to help others feel this way?
Well, I feel like when I have an opportunity to lead others or directly or indirectly, I hope that what I can do is inspire others through pointing out what they do well and also in a loving way helping them see what might be improvable, where they might be able to reach a little harder, do a little better to grow.
Do you feel it's important to delegate? If so, why, and when is a good time to delegate?
Yes, delegation is extremely important in leadership. You can't A leader is only as strong as its weakest link under them.
Yeah.
So delegation is part of what a leader can utilize to cultivate stronger subordinates. When you are teaching your subordinates to themselves become leaders, then the buoy, the tide rises the buoy basically. So I feel like by cultivating the people under me to work harder, be better, and be leaders themselves, then it brings me up as a leader as well.
Awesome. What are 3 or 4 actions you believe are essential to enable others to be successful?
Well, I think it's important to allow people to fail sometimes. I think we learn a lot, not just in our successes, but also in our failures. It's how we grow. It's how we figure out new ways to do things, and sometimes the new ways to do things are better or more efficient. So I think that's one strategy. You said 3, right? You wanted 3. I think making sure that the people you're leading feel that you are confident in their abilities. So supporting them and letting them know that you believe in them, because I think if somebody doesn't feel like you have confidence in them, then they're less likely to take risk and they're less likely to kind of put their neck out there when it matters. And sometimes those are the times where you have the greatest successes, is when you take a risk. So I think that's really important. And then I think just being willing to get in the trenches with the people that you're leading is something that helps lead to great success.
I agree. What advice do you have for building relationships and trust in an organization?
Well, you hear this saying, it's just business. And I think that there's so much fallacy in that statement, because everything we do in life, especially if you're led by faith, everything you do in life is personal. In fact, most people who work in corporate America spend more time at their job than they do in waking hours with their families. So by nature of what we're personally investing into our careers or into our education or whatever it is at our phase of life, I think that you do make it it is personal, so you have to approach it like it's personal, and that means caring. It means when you invest your time in your education or your career, it means doing it like you're serving the Lord. That's what the Bible tells us to do. With everything, with all works that we do, we're supposed to do it as if we were serving the Lord. And so I think if you look at everything you do with that attitude, then it shapes how you approach everything.
What do you attribute your success to?
Well, you probably know based on my previous answers what I'm about to say, but I think any success that I've had in this life has been a gift from the Lord. I think He has used the Holy Spirit to cultivate in me hard work and caring and some qualities that are like Jesus. And so I think when you instill the qualities that are like Jesus, then it pays off in success.
Absolutely. What is the most important life lesson you've learned?
Never say never.
If you could give your 20-year-old self any advice, what would you say?
Oh my goodness. How long do you have? I think I would tell my 20-year-old self that I needed to know that I was enough, that I didn't have to spend so much time and energy worried about what the world thought of me, worried about impressing other people, that if I could just remain focused on pleasing the Lord and serving Him and my family, that would lead me to all the happiness I would ever need.
I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.